Hey y'all, it is me, Gabby the Baddie with the Fatty Ew. And welcome to the very last episode of Gabbing with Gabby, the Baddie Ball edition. Today I have a very mother tucking special guest. It is the one, the only, the host of the Baddie Ball, Miss Dauntasia the Baddie.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Dauntasia, the baddie, coffee nasty.
Ew. How are you doing?
Girl, I'm good. I'm feeling very refreshed right now. Been dipping my toe back into drag and getting in all that geese now.
Period. So let's talk a little bit about the merge during season five. There's a reason why I stopped reviewing them. So do you want to start with the challenge that I stopped reviewing, which was the challenge for the photo shoot?
Yes, we can talk about. We can get into that week. We can get into that week.
I have a lot to say.
Okay, girl.
So let's start with your thoughts throughout the challenge, the submissions. Who do you feel missed the mark? Who do you feel did the best? And if you were to say who was the only one winner, who would it be?
Okay, so girl, let me get my receipts out. Let me scroll through and find that challenge on my little iPad. I think, let me see. Girl. Okay. Oh, this layout was beautiful. I love the way Kai handled the whole magazine actually. Um I genuinely think, like, and I still do think everybody was really good except for one person. Um, I think that there was a strong two people, and everybody else was like maybe safe to high, except for one person. But if there was one person who was the most consistent across like the whole thing that we thought of as the we thought as the panel. It was Farrell.
Right. Put your hands up, Bo.
No, bitch. No, bitch. You cleared with your little siren, bitch. You were at that lake or wherever you filmed. Bitch, it
Mhm.
was so gorgeous. You're closest for everything. Like you ate that. You gave us a concept. Your story was everything. You answered the questions like really fun, but like really intentional. It was really good. Like there's one solo winner that week, and it wasn't the top two. It definitely would have been you. Yeah.
Period. I just had to make sure that we were
Right.
like on the same page.
And you
Uh,
also ate that lip sync too. That's like I think my favorite lip sync of the season. Still.
yes, and fun fact for like people that don't know, because Anastasia obviously knows this. So, a lot of people during the competition were like always asking for like fucking extensions. That was like my main biggest fight throughout the whole season with everybody, especially Mac. Um, and So for the merge, we were supposed to submit our lip syncs whether we were in the bottom or not. And I said no, because I'm confident that I'm not gonna be in the bottom. So I'm not submitting shit. Because I've been doing all this shit, all this extra crazy work, and these bitches are half-assing it. And because I already know I'm gonna fucking win, because these bitches couldn't fucking never, I'm not submitting shit. So that day I'm working, and Dontasia's like, bitch, you're gonna have to submit a lip sync. I'm like, who I gotta fight? Because I didn't even learn the song. So like I had to submit that same day. So within 6 hours, I had to learn the song. I had to get up in this, and then I had to lip sync. And I was actually low key livid because I'm like, bitch, I won this challenge. What the fuck do I gotta like lip sync for a fucking win? Triggered me back to the fucking the brackets. And so I will say yes. that the song was Vogue by Madonna, if y'all didn't know. But yes, it was kind of my era, but I grew up in Puerto Rico, so I didn't know English or anything that had to do with American culture. So I didn't really know that song or anything that had to do with that. So I literally had to learn it within 6 hours to be able to perform that for that win. So I was actually so mad because I'm like, if I lose this lip sync after I technically won the challenge and I will lose the challenge because of this lip sync, everybody's going to get shot. So what was your thought process behind the top two instead of having a bottom two?
So it was like that week was really not how I thought it was gonna go. I really like I it was a new challenge for Baddie Ball because we've never done a photo shoot challenge. But I was like, you know what? It's very interesting. All y'all can put your own different twist and personality into it. But when we got the submissions, it was like, wow, like our judging was kind of everywhere. Like, I remember Euphoric wanted Cariza in the top because Cariza did well. I think Envy wanted Farrell in the top because Farrell did well. We also thought like Etherea's was really good too. And it was just like the judging was kind of everywhere, but we all unanimously agreed that Jesus was the worst that week, that they had the worst submission that week. So it was just kind of like, I just didn't think it was completely fair that everybody else really tried and that one person didn't. They kind of admitted that to the group too that week. So I was like, you know what? I think it's more fair to have a top two and most of these other people be safe, you know, and with the voting thing and stuff. And it worked out the way I wanted it to work out. So,
Speaking of working out the way you wanted it to work out, so I knew that because of track record and I knew because of a lot of factors that played into this decision, it was it came down to like Jesus should go home. And so when you asked us before you made a decision of who's gonna win the lip sync, I told myself, I already won this challenge. And the only one person that really pissed me off before this challenge was Pharaoh. And I wanted Pharaoh to go home. However, if I choose Pharaoh, the win is gonna go to Mac, whether I want or not. So I was strategic and I said, I'm going to send Jesus home because if I send Jesus home, chances are I might win this lip sync because it's the only like logical thing to do. I mean, Jesus was the worst one, right? And instead of playing a dirty game, I played a smart game because I'm going to get my earned win and it's not going to slip out of my hands. So I said, Jesus, go home. And thank goodness I did that because look at that. The win still came to me.
well, yes.
Oh, also, I do want to say, um, in front of the world, uh, I really did appreciate Max, and I just looked at the comment like yesterday. It's still up. I was actually very proud of Mac, even though Mac and I never seen eye to eye. That lip sync in genuinely I felt like was probably his best lip sync. I think that when I went back and studied, like Vogue and Madonna for this particular challenge, Mac actually did the choreo that Madonna did for the music video. And so for me, I feel like if we were judging this lip sync, like I still feel like I outperformed Mac, but in technicality to the song, I think Mac really did what needed to be done for it.
And that's why, like, I also like I collaborated on the post because I wanted more people to see it because I like the lip sync was so good and so strong and taken in two completely different directions. I think it's the best lip sync of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very actually proud of myself for being able to create that moment in like 6 hours within one day, like unplanned. So I'm very proud of myself, proud of Mac, and
And
I'm
English isn't even your first language, so like
yeah. Yeah, it's learning lyrics. That's another thing. Learning lyrics in English sometimes is a little harder than when if I study a Spanish song, I can get it quicker than I can in English. So like sometimes like when I listen to music as well, I hear the beat before I listen to the words. So that was like a challenge and a half for me. So I'm proud of the way that everything went, even though I didn't wanted it to go that way. I'm actually glad it did because it just showed a different side of me.
And you got to show off that lip sync. In a different universe, you would have just had the win. It would be like, yeah, but like in this universe, you have the win, but you also got to show off that. So,
Yeah. And also for storyline purposes, me versus Mac, which is iconic.
yes, maybe there was foreshadowing. Who knows?
Well, yes. So moving on from that challenge, we had the verse challenge. And can you tell us a little bit about how the process went and how you ended up choosing the song that you did?
um, like the song, like for the challenge or the
Yeah.
bottom two song. So there was, as Gabby knows, like I changed the song a couple times. You know, originally we were gonna do I'm That Bitch.
Mhm.
Was it? No, 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 no. I'm not.
No, no, no.
We're what was the one for season 11? Queens Everywhere.
Yes,
We were
yes.
gonna do Queens Everywhere, and then I was like, well, I did that on season one because there's verses from season one posted, but we never actually filmed it or did that challenge. So I'm like, I could bring that back and use it, but there's a part of me that's secretly like, I would love to have the top four back from season one to create that one day. But then the other thing was, if for some reason Mac is there by that point, I don't want him doing a song called Queens Everywhere. So I was like, there was just those two things. So I was like, you know what, let's just do a different song. I feel like I chose another one before I chose Catwalk, but I can't remember what that was. I feel like I did. But we landed on Catwalk because I was like, you know what? It's very cool. It's very laid back. The vibe is just fierce and puss. So I was like, you know what? We could work it out. Yeah, and y'all did.
How did you feel about the challenge and like how did you all determine the bottom two, the winner, the high placements? Like how did that all play out like behind the scenes?
So, okay, when we had everything, um, like we all had a preconceived like notion of who we thought was gonna win after we heard the track. After we heard the track, we were like, oh, Mac might take this week because his verse just like kind of sounds the best. He had one of the stronger verses. And then once we got everything in the video and everything, we were like, okay, there is a clear top three, which was you, Etheria, and Mac. But the one who really gagged was Etheria. She have the best verse? She probably had like maybe third best verse, but her video is what really took it there and how she did all that. And it just all came together and it gagged me. It gagged all of us. We really were like, oh wow, she turned that. And we were like, you know what? Did we give it to Etheria? We're like, yes. And we were like, this would be her third win, I think, at that point. And we were
Yeah.
like, yeah, it makes sense. She's here. She's proven that she wants to be here. And we were like, yes. And we were like, Gabby and Mac were still consistent and they did well. So they're high. And that just left Farrell and Cariza. Cariza's verse was good. Struggled in performing the verse, but also didn't meet the challenge, which was to edit it like a music video, which the rest of y'all did. So that's why Kreese was in the bottom. And Farrell had a bad verse. Their video portion actually wasn't that bad. They actually were kind of cunty, but their verse wasn't good. So they were just kind of stuck there unless they really dug themselves out or one of y'all just didn't perform as good. So that's how we came to the bottom two. And then that lip sync to video games. My song with Lilith Violet, one of my favorite things I've ever done, one of my favorite things in my career, was butchered and chopped on my program. Crazy. Some people might say it was the song choice. I don't think that's the case. But they flopped it. And you know what? We almost did a double elimination that week. But we couldn't just do a top three ball and just move on. I was like, no, we have to do a top four. So it just came down to like Kariza was the comeback queen and did do well in the photo shoot, but then flopped again. And it just came down to Farrell was a bit more consistent in the competition at that point.
And for the record, fuck Pharaoh.
Oh,
No, I
well,
actually like Pharaoh. I really do like Pharaoh. I think, I think that what frustrated me with Pharaoh was that Pharaoh has such great talent, but what was frustrating me was Pharaoh was always asking for extensions and always like being late to submissions. And for me at this point, actually since the week prior for the photo shoot challenge, I was ready for Pharaoh to go home. I was like, I'm sick of this hoe. But shout out to Pharaoh. I love you. But yes, I think, I can agree with most things you said when it came down to like the judging. I don't think it was unfair, to be honest. And realistically, I won this challenge because I kind of ghost wrote for Etheria anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, I still won. I also helped her like, a little bit with the music video. I literally told her, bitch, I know we talked about all of us wearing black, but I'm gonna need you to pull up two other looks too, because I need you to win. And like you remember her original verse, it was clunky, crunchy,
yeah, it was a
a
little.
little muddy.
Yeah, but I'm still obsessed with what otherworldly goddess beauty
Etheria, the
Etheria
Indigi
Baddie
Baddie.
pussy. Oh, it's I see this on the house. Ha,
Ha,
they want to
think
fight me.
can't be a manner, so I gotta take a pants and
No, it was
please.
cute. It was cute. But
Like
she
the first half she did write herself though. I will say that. The first half she did. 'Cause I told her to keep that part because that part was really good. But the rest of it, I'm like, we gotta pull up the pen real quick. Mind you, crazy how somebody's first language was Spanish and not English, and I can actually fucking push my pen.
and you're helping all the English speaking bitches, right?
Post up.
Wait, that
Me with
part.
no nails is crazy. So yeah, I'm not mad at that one. But moving on to my crash out, the ball.
No, I'm like, which one?
Oh,
Oh,
not too much.
the ball. Oh, I'm trying to remember what happened. I'm trying to remember.
So it for those that don't know, during the ball, I actually had quit the competition. I don't remember what the drama behind it was. It's such a blur to me, but I was just over it and I was just ready to go. And I'm like, fuck this shit, fuck everything. But then Dauntasia and I had a little sit down, we had a talk, and I exited myself out of the group chat. Something happened in the group chat. I think it was between me and Mac. I think that that's what it was. And I was just over it. Because I think that somewhere along the arguing that we've had, I feel like at that point, some people started taking Mac's side, even though everybody was looking at what was going on. And it's like, I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, if you're not on my side, I hate you. No, like literally everybody saw that Mac liked to antagonize sometimes. And like when I would joke around, and you know this, like when I joke around, like he doesn't get the humor behind it, and he just like takes it too serious. So I feel like it was something, I don't remember what the drama was. So I ended up quitting. But what made me stay was, well, A, the money.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if I quit, I'm not getting the what I earned, and I earned the
Right.
most. And then B, my paper mache dress was like 80% done, and I was working on it maybe like, because I was working on it like 2 weeks prior that challenge was actually even gonna like be due or whatever. Not due. How do I say this? I don't know how to speak English right now. So 2 challenges ago, that's what I meant to say. 2 challenges ago, that's when I started my paper mache dress because I knew it was gonna take such a long time. So I was like 80% done with it. And that was another reason too. I'm like, damn, like I already worked this hard on this fucking shit. And like the look for what's the previous winner's name?
Art Deco.
The Art Deco look, I had already finished it at that point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm already here. So I just came back, but I told Dauntasia, keep me out of the group chat and just make people believe that I actually did quit. So that was fun for me. Um, and then I came back in the challenge and isolated and yeah, so walk me through like the decision making.
Oh, okay, so that week was a crazy week. Okay. There's multiple ways of how this would have went down. You are unanimously the winner across the board. That was indecisive. Now, when it came to the other three, when we tallied everything up, the way it would have placed, I'm pretty sure would be you, Farrell, Etheria, and Mac. They would have been the bottom two, and Farrell would have been high, but Farrell was not subbed on time because they never were. So Farrell was automatically up for elimination. And then we were like, okay, if we're still doing this bottom two, who are we putting in the bottom two? And then it became, okay, we can't agree on that. So who are we doing a bottom three? And then Euphoric and Kai were, because at this point we didn't have David's or Art's input in on everything yet. So then we were like, well, if we don't get that in time, then what are we doing? And then they were kind of cool and set on doing the bottom three. And then once we got Art's and David's critiques, um, virtually nothing changed. It was like you were the winner. And I was like, okay, so we just need to wait on this prayer lip sync. And then that never came. So I was like, you know what? Well, I'm just gonna send Farrell home. And Etheria and Max still did well. They like all three all like had like the best looks of like one of the categories, in my opinion. So I'm like, they could still be high. But we almost had an Etheria versus Mac lip sync if Farrell would have stepped on time.
Yeah, I was so mad that week. I mean, I'm mad every fucking week. Realistically, but I was like, yo, like, from a contestant standpoint, I felt like Mac was just skating by every time. Except a few challenges I will admit he was really good at. You know, he did really well with the photo shoot. He did decently well in the verse challenge. I think Mac did better in the merge. But the brackets, I feel like I'm like, okay, Mash is Mash. Wow, Mash him too. Mac is like for me, in my opinion, I'm like, oh my god, this man is like being pushed up here, and I felt like because of our drama, I'm like, it's because of me he has success in this competition. Um. Anyways, so in certain points, I'm like, all right, this is a joke. Mac is like clearly being pushed to be like in the finale. And I
Were
think
you threatened at any point that he was?
I was never threatened. I could literally beat him in my sleep. I can go to sleep right now and still beat him. Um, but I was annoyed. I was more so annoyed. And so for that challenge in particular, because I had already had that thing like between me and Mac, it was getting more and more tense. Every challenge that passed, what got me annoyed is that I felt with that one particular look that Mac had,
The
the art
art.
supply, that look really pissed me off because to me, again, something that triggered him, and I will say it again, I don't feel like he tried. So, I mean, he was wearing those ugly ass sneakers and just like taped paper around his body. I don't fucking know. So for me, when I saw that he was placed high, I'm like, these bitches really don't want to give him a low. Like these bitches really trying to push this asshole to have a good track record. No, he could have a worse track record than Etheria, but here he is because we have the drama and it's heroes versus villains. So it's clear to me it's gonna be a hero versus a villain, and he's the only villain that actually did decently well. Because realistically, the heroes were a lot better than the villains
Well,
from the
yes,
start.
I can agree with that.
So I'm just like, yo, they try my patience, and but I knew he was gonna be top two at the end of the day. But I also knew I was gonna beat him, so I wasn't threatened. I was just pissed off because I wanted him to be low so bad.
So you never thought there was a chance that I would have crowned him over you?
I mean, if you wanted to be shady and messy, then yeah, you could have crowned him if you would have wanted to. But at the end of the day, track record speaks for itself. The fans are speaking for themselves, and the lack of good runway spoke for themselves.
That's T. I need everybody to know for any season going forward or whatever. Like, yes, Baddie Ball is where it's at now. Because, like, realistically, because of season three. Because after season two, there was going to be no more Baddie Ball. But season three put it back on the map. But season five is really where everything's at now. Um, I don't care what the fans say. Because are y'all giving my contestants money? I put the Venmos and everything out there. Are y'all? You're probably not. So I don't care. I'm the one giving the money. Y'all can think what y'all want. Until y'all start giving the money. Then I'll be like, okay. I just have to say that. I just have to
She's
say
like,
that.
mwah.
Right. Mind you, anyways, they're viewers for a reason.
Not too much, not too much on my fans.
Not too much. No, we I,
No, yeah, like I think that what you were saying, like it does make sense because at the end of the day, like viewers are viewers. And like Drag Race is very infamous for doing that, for pissing people off on purpose. But I think that had I lost Batty Ball unfairly, the track record spoke for itself, and my talent, and my lip sync, the finale lip sync. Don't piss me off with the finale lip sync. Um, I was ready to do. You know that trend on TikTok that says, "Oh, my Netflix docu series on whatever."
yes,
I
bitch.
was ready to go all out. I'm like, Batty Ball is over, party. I'm gonna crash out for real, like y'all. Don't take me. Also, whoever's watching, don't take me too seriously, because and Dauntasia knows this. I just fucking play too much. Whole season
No,
I've been a troll. I'm actually. Fun fact. I will. I feel comfortable enough putting this out there. I'm the real villain of the season.
there we go.
But let's give it to Mac.
The finale though was it was kind of the easiest decision of the season. Not just because, of like picking the top two. Because like when I went to the panel after we saw everything, it was kind of just it was kind of just like I really didn't have to say anything. They were all just kind of like, yeah, Gabriella and Mac are the top two. And it was just kind of like unanimous. That's no shade to the third placer, but like,
What was her? Wait, what was her name?
girl, I don't know. Let me
Messy.
stop.
Not too much on my Canadian sister.
No, I live. No, Etheria is very polished. She has good drag. I think she did the job well when she needed to during the whole season. She's very clean, very put together, very messy in the chats, but like who wasn't? Um, I think that you just showed a whole range of everything and brought something different every week. And I think Mac, like aside from track records and everything, I think Mac just is a different kind of thing, that has just not really been seen. So, and I'm not saying that like Etheria is not unique. I just think out of the three of y'all, Like it was just, she was just a little there. But her runway was beautiful. That red was beautiful. She looked gorgeous. Her talent, none of us were a fan, unfortunately. But yeah. But everybody looked good in the finale.
And by everybody, you mean me.
Well, yes, because you are everybody. Clearly.
With these shoulders that I'm trying to hide with my hair.
Mind you, I have my big man shoulders out right now.
No, yeah, I will say like I felt like me and Etheria were top two, but what you're saying though also it's not like far from the truth either. Um, I did give behind the scenes critiques to Etheria with her runway because it is beautiful, 1,000,000%. But I told her like you need to either pad more or cinch more because a lot of the times she'll pad, but like she'll still look like a cinder block. So that being said, she needed more like
I'm
curve.
I'm glad you told her that. That's one thing during the season that I regret not telling her. But I think I just didn't tell her because there was a point where I just kind of stopped giving critiques or
Mhm.
whatever. And I think at the place I was with her, I didn't feel like I should tell her anything, you know?
Yeah.
Especially after, the week before and her almost quitting and blah blah blah. So I was like, but that's one thing I wish I would have told her was like, because that was like an issue like almost every week. Not
Yeah.
her shape, it was specifically her corsets.
I feel like between Mac and Etheria for the finale package, I feel like I like Etheria's runway better, but I also feel like with the talent, like I feel like Mac showed more talent. Not saying that Etheria's choreo like doesn't require like a lot of like rehearsals and stuff, because I do a lot of rehearsing myself, but I feel like it just was lackluster because it is a talent. So like I want you to like if you're gonna do like a one take or whatever, make it look good. Because mine was one take because it was a live performance, right? But hers, she did it in her bedroom. So she could have gotten fancy, like kind of how she did with her verse challenge. Get fancy, get creative. You know what I mean? Like a music video.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was just
She
like,
could have that. Yeah.
yeah, it was like, oh, here's a choreo. And at some points, it just felt like she just didn't have energy. Like she wasn't emoting what it needed to. It was just very like robotic, like nah, 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 nah.
Yeah.
So like I will agree with you on that. And then
And
what did you think about like the finale, like lip sync itself?
the finale lip sync, I lived. I thought that like I love that you really brought the production. Like that's what I want to see, especially with this being an online competition. Which I want to see the bitches take the extra mile, go all the way, not just give us a lip sync or whatever. And you really went there. You really put us into this atmosphere. Some of the judges euphoric thought that, oh, we can't even see her. Like, she's doing too much, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot going on. Which, like, at one point when the smoke covered you up, but, like, what could you do about that? It was,
Mhm.
like, fine. But, like, in, like, some of the little effects, I already told you or whatever. But, like, I appreciate that you did bring that and that you did do that and that you did put in that effort. That's one thing that I like about you and that you've done the whole season with your whole package. You always just have that extra thing. And like I relate to that. You've seen me in other things, and competitions and things. So I love
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like give us a whole thing. Um I enjoyed it. I'm glad I changed it to that song because it really did, you got to do something more emotional, like a ballad and everything. Um and I thought it was well. And I thought Mac did well. I thought he emoted the song really well and everything too. I thought it was a good top two lip sync.
Yeah, and regarding like my lip sync, because I know like some people were also like saying this like similar things about like I can't even see her towards the end or whatever. But like my thing was, right, I was in a basement, mind you. I don't think anybody knew this. I was in like a small basement. And it's probably like as big as your bathroom. Like that's small
Oh,
space.
you couldn't fit in my bathroom.
Huh?
Said you couldn't fit in my bathroom.
Well, right. So like, and in a basement, you don't have windows or anything. So like, when the
Yeah.
smoke got overwhelming, like the camera just couldn't pick me up. But On the other side of everything, when the smoke did cover me, there was no lyrics during that moment. It was just like, whatever the fuck. And so,
Yeah.
like, I feel like that just made so much sense because I'm like, if the problem would have been, I can't see your lips, well, there's no lyrics there. So, like, what do you want to see? You know what I mean? And like, I think it kind of went perfect because towards like at the very, very end, my silhouette comes back. And like, it just, for me, it just gave like, house burning down, set fire. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
everything I did was so intentional with every single thing in that lip sync. And I originally wanted to do the lip sync outside, and I was actually gonna put like a huge circle around me with a good distance away from me of gasoline and set it on fire. I was actually gonna do that, but I couldn't find a place where they wouldn't call the cops on me.
You know what? That's
So
true.
I was like, all right, basement and smoke machine it is. And I'm glad I did it that way because I added more atmosphere to the lip sync. And hi Izzy.
Right, you weren't in fucking Vecna's fucking basement or whatever she said.
Right. But overall, I think I did the best that I could to give great quality of TV to the people that watched. And I told them from the beginning, like, I want to wake this shit up. Like, I want to give good TV. I want to have good drama. I want this competition to have everything that it needs to have. Because I see a lot of competitions and it's a snooze fest. And I feel like every competition needs a Gabriella.
Wake that up. That one.
So, Derek, hit me up.
Oh, are you watching, Derek? Are you watching The Drag Detective? I'll make sure you watch.
Take this like a little video screen grab and just
Cast this bitch on Drag Duel.
call me. But yeah, I really appreciate you like reaching out to me at the very beginning of season 5 when you started considering me being in it. I appreciate like everything that you've done for a lot of these drag artists, like for, because for me, I didn't have an online presence the way that I do now. Like my presence was more like here in Connecticut. And
Yeah,
now like people that are not from Connecticut know who I am or what I do or what I can do. And after Baddie Ball, I will say like I got the most love I've ever gotten in a while. And I've gotten a lot of respect, a lot of like congratulations and props. And like if it wasn't for Baddie Ball, like I would not have grown the way that I did as well. And I thank you for challenging me in that way as well.
of course. I'm glad that you took so much from it, and I'm glad it did help you in some areas and everything. And like that's what I want. That's kind of like why I started it, to put all y'all on these little like platforms just for other people to see and y'all just do what y'all do. Like at the end of the day, like what I try to do, it's like it's all out of love and just like respect, you know what I mean? So I'm glad you had that takeaway from it, and that makes me happy. It actually warms my heart.
Thank you so much for coming onto my channel to like close this chapter of Baddie Ball season 5. Best winner, best track record. Nobody could ever suck it, bitches. Mac, hello. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Share, like, comment, subscribe, follow the Baddie.
Oh
Actually,
yes.
also to close this out as well, I do want to say Gabby the Baddie with the Fatty was born Baddie Ball season 5.
There we go. I love it every time you have your Gabby the Baddie with the fatties.
Baddie.
Like, bitch, I love
And
it.
people in real life here in Connecticut, I've caught them say that to me.
Oh, bitch, I love that.
I'm like, oh, I'm a walking brand.
Yes.
All right. I love you so much and we'll catch up.